things. But it's hard sometimes, man, because there are so many people that are just unreasonable and they're not good at communicating and they're not happy people.
They're not, man.
There's a lot of people out there that just aren't happy, man.
It's,
you know?
And to be honest with you, I didn't realize it until I got to the notoriety that I am now in the space that I'm in.
Well, you're in a weird space
Yeah.
because you're in the space of defending guns, you know?
And I'm black.
Yeah.
And I'm relatively young.
Yeah. There's a lot going on there.
And I
And
wear
you're
a
a
hat.
lawyer.
And I wear, well, they tend
Yeah.
to disregard that.
Well, they should probably pay attention.
Well, it doesn't
That's
matter because I'm advocating also with certain three letters behind me that they automatically assume is the devil. Right?
Now, how does the NRA feel about you? Do you know? I mean, do you have conversations with them? Are they saying good job? Are they pleased? Or
Oh, I mean, as far as I can tell, they are.
Yeah.
I mean, we still have the relationship we have. It's very much a very symbiotic relationship.
But it's a weird one right now because it's like, this is what I hear from the NRA. I hear Colion and then I hear Ted Nugent. those are the two that I hear.
I got to be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of Ted Nugent's rhetoric, but I do know where it's coming from. But then again, I didn't grow up listening to Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
That's not my demographic. But at the same time, Ted Nugent is still an individual, and people fail to understand that. We may be monolithic on the issue of firearms, but we're not monolithic in the way we go about expressing that.
Well, he's right about things.
Yeah,
you
he
know,
is.
just because someone's outrageous doesn't mean they're not right. Like, have you ever seen his the debate that he had in a gun store with Piers Morgan?
Yeah, no. The funny thing is, Ted Nugent's incredibly bright.
He's a smart guy. He's just
smart
crazy.
as hell. I don't even think he's crazy.
I do. Listen, you can only kill so many things before you lose your fucking marbles. Ted lives on a fucking ranch in Texas where it's all fenced in. He's just shooting all animals. He hunts every day. He's a psycho. And I don't, with all due respect, I'm a big fan of Stranglehold.
So where's the line of demarcation between
he's
becoming
outrageous. It's
hunting
part
too
of
much
it.
and not hunting enough in terms of crossing over that line into sociopath?
Well, I'm just joking about that because I'm a hunter. I mean,
Yeah.
it really depends entirely upon what he's doing with the meat. And I know he gives it to Hunters for the Hungry. I know he gives it to neighbors and friends, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And he actually has he has an obligation to be the steward of his land because he has a lot of exotics and stuff on it. I'm just totally joking around.
Oh no, I know.
But when you you listen to his conversation with Piers Morgan, which Piers Morgan takes that flippant, left-wing, knee-jerk, reactionary, we have to
Egregiously
ban
arrogant.
guns. Yeah, he's a cunt.
Yeah.
And when he's on with Ted just knew everything about the actual facts. When you start running around with statistics of gun violence, he's like, do you know how many of those people were bad guys that were shot by cops?
Yeah.
Do you know how many of those people were people that were shot when they were breaking into people's homes? Do you know how many of those people were people that were killed in self-defense?
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
It's not. And do you know how many of those people, when you talk about gun violence, how many of those people were suicide?
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Keep in mind that's recent.
Suicide.
Well, no. So here's what happened. So when I started getting really deep into the advocacy component of it, everyone was screaming, 30,000 people a day die from gun violence, 30,000 people a day. That's what they were running with, right? And they were scaring all the suburban house moms. Oh my gosh, we got to do something about gun control. We got to do something about guns. So I jumped into the pool and I just like something doesn't seem right about that figure, right? And I'm not saying I'm the one who put this out there.
What did you think was wrong about it?
It seemed inflated. I don't know what it was. It's on a subconscious level, or maybe it was me looking for a confirmation bias, right? Because I felt the way I did about firearms. I'll be honest and say that.
Right.
And so what I did is I kind of researched a little more, and I realized, holy shit, over 65% of that 30,000 is suicides. 65%.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So what is that, like 18,000 people a day shoot themselves?
Man,
Something crazy like that?
But what do we say at the top of the show? Man, people are miserable, man.
That's a fucking crazy number, though, man. That's a Kevin Hart concert.
Yeah, pretty much.
All together. Good night, everybody. Blam!
Well,
That's really what it is. 18,000 people. That's fucking incredible.
so then it begs the question that you brought up before, the mental health aspect.
Yeah.
How many lives would we actually save if we took the same energy we applied to just making guns evil and trying to ban guns and take that energy and put it towards understanding what it is, why as a society we have a society that is so eager to really not want to be here anymore.